Have you ever been roasted for using irregardless? Maybe told ain't a word? What if I told you the people writing the dictionary don't care about your grammar teacher's feelings? And half of what we call correct is just some linguistic BS passed down from generation to generation like your uncle's conspiracy theories. This ain't your grandma's dictionary. It's a living, breathing, cussing monster. And word by word is the behind the scenes documentary of that beast. So let's introduce the job nobody understands. Lexicographers. Sounds like a disease, right? Sorry, I can't come in today. My lexicography's flaring up. But nope. They're the folks writing the dictionary. Except here's the twist. They're not deciding what words mean, they're just tracking how we use them. Think of them as zoologists in the wild, but instead of watching lions, they're slowly watching the term literally lose all of its meaning. Corey Stamper's job? She reads all day long. Not cool books or spicy gossip, but technical manuals, bad blog posts, clickbait articles, Reddit fights, anything where words live and breed like raccoons behind a Denny's. Then she finds patterns. And in these patterns, if enough people are misusing these words, it's not a mistake anymore, it's a trend. Her job is to notice it and write it down without screaming. It's kind of like building a Spotify playlist of every song everybody thinks is romantic, but the lyrics are clearly about stalking. It's like watching TikTok for 8 hours straight to track when Slay becomes mid and documenting it like a war correspondent. Now, this ain't no Dead Poets Society. There's no standing on desks shouting, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." Lexicography is cubicles, fluorescent lights, and arguments about semicolons. It is the nerdiest war zone imaginable. Corey makes it clear. This job is tedious, and you get paid in pennies and pain. You are one part detective, one part historian, and one part unpaid intern at a word factory. The glory? It doesn't exist. No one looks at the Merriam-Webster dictionary and thinks, wow, a hero wrote this. But they did, quietly, anonymously, while drinking cold coffee. And every once in a while, some dude from Facebook writes them a 6-paragraph rant about why putting they in the singular form in the dictionary is ruining civilization. Think TPS reports from Office Space, but with 300% more passive-aggressive memos about commas. It's giving burnout, but for grammar. Here's where the chaos kicks in. Words change meaning, like all the time. English is like that one friend who reinvents themselves every month. I'm not Brenda anymore. I'm Bren Z. And I only speak in emojis. That friend. Want an example? Literally. Once meant exactly. Now it also means not literally. Like, I'm literally dying. You're not. But the dictionary now says you could be. Because if enough people misuse a word for long enough, guess what? It becomes the new use. Y'all remember when awesome meant like awe-inspiring, like looking at Mount Everest, not your coworker's pasta dish? When bad went from Michael Jackson to slang for good? I mean, look at Gen Z. They took the word cap and turned it into lie, and the word slaps into a compliment. Language is yours now. Good luck. Anyway, you know what makes Corey wild? People who say, that's not proper English. Because guess what? Proper English is fake. It's like unicorns or low sodium bacon. It doesn't exist. Most of our grammar rules were made up by crusty 18th century Englishmen who wanted to make English sound more like Latin. Why? Because Latin was fancy and they were trying to impress each other. These rules weren't about clarity, they were about class, status, keeping out the riffraff. But here's the truth. English doesn't care about your rules. It evolves. It adapts. It assimilates. Like the Borg, but with spelling mistakes. Y'all remember when we weren't allowed to end a sentence in a preposition? Yeah, try explaining that to the internet now. And then every time you type LOL into an email, you are destroying grammar rules, but it kind of feels good. Here's what's crazy to me, Gen Z, you are not just changing the language, you are the language. For example, you took the word based and made it into a personality trait. Some of you may be thinking right now, like, how does a word even get into the dictionary? Short answer, exposure. Long answer, word hustle. Words have to show up in tons of places. Books, articles, tweets, memes, comment sections, and those unhinged Yelp reviews your aunt writes when her soup is too salty. And then once a word gets enough traction, these lexicographers start tracking it. They make citations. They look at how it's used. Then they define it carefully. Because if you get it wrong, thousands of English teachers are going to find your address. I mean, we've watched the word hack go from an axe murderer to a life tip. The word friend became a verb, and ghost became a dating tactic. Anyway, some words are so spicy that they come with usage notes. It's like a warning label, may cause arguments at Thanksgiving. Words like literally, irregardless, and they, in the singular form, are linguistic landmines. Corey and her scientist friends have to tiptoe around that mess and add notes to calm down the grammar gremlins. Basically saying, yes, we see the chaos. No, we didn't cause it. We're just writing it down. Y'all ever hear anybody argue about the word whom? It's gone, y'all. Just let it rest. We now have pronouns in bios and dictionaries. It's not an agenda, it's accuracy. Language just isn't academic, it's personal. Words carry weight. Updating definitions about gender, sexuality, or race isn't just about being woke, it's about being real. People live and die by the way we talk about them. When you update the definition of the word marriage or black, you're not just changing letters, you're reflecting real people's lives. And people get mad? Sheesh. Corey's inbox filled with rage. You'd think she wrote Satan's diary because she added a new pronoun to the dictionary. So dictionaries are not Bibles. We get to the finishing move, Corey's mic drop. The dictionary is not the final word. It is not gospel. It's not a list of rules. It's just a snapshot, a moment in time, like a screenshot of language mid-meltdown. People treat dictionaries like law books. I used to, but nope, they're more like a weather report. Here's what's happening in English right now. Bring an umbrella, or don't, we're not your mom. Language is wild. The dictionary is just trying to keep up, and occasionally mop up the mess. I mean, you've probably edited Wikipedia drunk once, you get it. So what is the point of all this? Language is us. It's not fixed. It's not perfect. It's messy, emotional, political, funny, and constantly changing. Just like people. Word by word shows us the people behind the dictionary aren't gatekeepers. They're translators of chaos. They're not trying to control language. They're just trying to understand it. And maybe, just maybe, that's more honest than pretending there's one right way to speak. So final thoughts here. Corey Stamper is like the Bob Ross of dictionaries. Quietly painting happy little linguistic trees while the world throws shade. Word by word is proof that language isn't just something you use in school, it's something you live and laugh at and argue over and redefine. So next time someone says that isn't a word, just say not yet, because if we're using it, the dictionary's watching. And somewhere in a fluorescent lit room, a tired editor is drinking her 8th coffee and typing yeet, verb, to forcibly throw without regard for consequence. And honestly, that's beautiful. Thanks for watching. Until the next one, peace.